That's a huge weekend for college football fans all across the country, and especially here in Oregon. Both Oregon and Oregon State have their home openers on Saturday. I cannot wait for these games anyway. I always felt that the first couple weeks of college football should be considered a holiday.
It is in my world, man.
Treat it like a holiday. If you're working on the weekends, you should have it off. Like Saturdays. I mean, they always say, Saturdays for the boys. I really think Saturdays should be for everyone.
It's automatically
on college football.
But I'm
Saturdays.
working on Saturday. So.
You're getting paid to do what you love, man. Aaron Fincher, thank you so much for coming in, man. Congrats on everything. And my man, Orlando.
So good to be back.
Orlando, I love it when you come in. We talk shop.
No, all day, every day, man.
Let's get right to it. We got college football. We're talking Oregon State Beavers. We'll get right to Oregon and also your docuseries that you have going on right now. So Oregon State, what's happening? You guys, Oregon State, the Beavers were 4-8 last year, fourth in the conference. Now, where are we at this year?
It was like the end of the world this past weekend with the Beavers. Everyone's
58
freaking out.
or 57.
Yeah,
What was it?
58.
Oh.
They got
58 to 27 was the final.
Lost by 31 points at Colorado State. They opened up a new facility. Everyone's going crazy. There was like their Super Bowl in CSU in Fort Collins. They threw a big party at the expense of the Oregon State Beavers.
I gotta say, Colorado State's pretty tough to play there at home, but. Can they bounce back? Look who they're playing this weekend.
Now they have to, and they have to go up against a team like Portland State. They're scrappy. They played pretty well against BYU this past weekend, and they made it interesting for about 2 or 3 quarters. So this isn't exactly going to be a layup, but this is a game that the Beavers should bounce back and that they should win.
So that's okay. They got their loss out of the way, got their L out of the way.
Get it out of the way. They,
non-conference football game.
Jitters, they're all out of the way now. They can go home to Corvallis.
Excuses.
Nice. That's all I got. That's all I got. So, I mean, this is a game they have to win. I mean, you think that could be the end of the world? If they lose to Portland State, man, there are problems.
You start 0-2 in the hole going into the Pac-12. It's pretty much.
And they've lost in recent years to Eastern Washington and Sacramento State, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Exactly. And their schedule, man, these are the games that they have to win if they want any chance at getting to a bowl game at the end of the year.
Now let's get right into Ducks football. And Aaron, you know a thing or two about a thing or two, especially when it comes to Ducks football. This is Willie Taggart's first season.
Yep.
I mean, coming from South Florida and having a 10-2 football team. And all the buzz is talking about offense and defense. What will we have this year with these guys? 4-8 last year, 6th in the conference.
It's going to be fascinating. I see 3 sure wins. I see 2 sure losses and 7 question marks. The big thing is going to be the defense. We know Herbert's going to be great at quarterback. We know Royce Freeman, the running game is going to be solid. That defense gave up 42 points per game last year. 32 would have been bad. 42 is like, oh my God, dropped down a couple of levels. So can Jim Leavitt for $1.1 million turn it around as a new defensive coordinator? That's going to be the key to the season.
So what is Willie doing with these kids? Because I feel like his temperament is so inspiring, and he's a hyped up coach on the sidelines. So what's it like there?
That's been his growing legacy so far. Western Kentucky and in South Florida is that he brings the juice, like he calls it. He brings energy. He inspires guys.
Buckle up.
Yeah, he's got them fired up to play. But it's one thing to be fired up. It's one thing to have a great recruiting class. It's another thing to win the Pac-12. It's going to be a tough tread, I think, this season with the recruiting class he has coming in, and maybe the next year after that. In a couple years, they could be contenders again.
He got a chance to get to know Willie Taggart on another level and in a new project. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've got going on?
We went to Tampa and Ann Arbor to interview Taggart's family in Tampa. And then we went to Ann Arbor to interview his mentors, Jack and Jim Harbaugh. Great interviews. Our illustrious film crew, producers, editors, Michael Stringfield and Jesse Larson did a fabulous job shooting it and editing it. I organized and set up all the interviews and conducted the interviews, and it's a great piece. It's on csnw.com. And then I have a 5-part written series as well.
It's a compelling piece, and you take it all the way from Bradenton, Florida to where he's at.
A young kid, skinny with a big head. They called him Skull, who goes on to be a very good college football player and now a great college football coach.
He even had a piece with his dad. You had Jim Harbaugh in there?
Jim Harbaugh's in there. His dad actually passed away 6 weeks after we went down there and interviewed him. So we got some great footage that we actually provided for Taggart for his dad's service. His dad was a very funny character. And Harbaugh's, like I said, Jim Harbaugh and Jack Harbaugh.
Where can we watch the docuseries now?
It's airing on CSN periodically. It'll probably air like 100 times, I hope.
Oh, of course, especially during the football season.
Right, debuted on Tuesday, but it's on our website at csnmw.com. You can watch it.
All 5?
The video series, the video is only one.
There's
only 1.5 hour show, and then there's a 5-part written series that I've done for the website. 3 parts are up right now.
There's one game that he's interested in.
Okay.
He's a Cornhusker.
I'm a Cornhusker, yeah. So we're talking about that. That's a big game. So we can't look past Southern Utah, which is happening.
No, we can't.
We can't look past Southern Utah. So we get right into it. Nebraska wins in Memorial Stadium, Lincoln, Memorial Stadium last year.
Right.
It was a great game. It was a fantastic game.
That was a 2-point conversion game.
And it was a turning point. It was a turning point because both teams came in 2-0.
Right.
And now, you got Oregon starting the season with Willie Taggart at the helm. What's going to happen once Nebraska invades?
A lot of people believe that game is going to really define what the Ducks are. If they win that game, you have hopes that maybe they can win 8 or 9 games. And they lose that game, you're going to be wondering, okay, where is the season really going to go? I think that's unfair. I think they could easily lose that game and still win 7 or 8. I think they could win that game and still lose 5 or 6.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good contest.
Especially it's Mike Riley's homecoming.
Mike Riley was one of the happiest guys I've ever seen when he beat Oregon last year because he had lost to Oregon 8 straight years with Oregon State. And he goes to Nebraska, Oregon comes to his house and he beat him.
The question remains, can they do it in Eugene? I'll just tail that off. If that happens, you got to come back and talk about it. We'll be right back, guys. Thanks so much for coming in.
My man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks,
Appreciate it.
All right.